Hi there, dance studio owners, and welcome to a very special midweek edition of the Transform My Dance Studio podcast. In today's exclusive training clip, Clint will be sharing with you his secret sauce to enrolling record numbers of students into your classes all year round with his no gaps enrollment process. While you enjoy this podcast, make sure to download our free 11-step enrollment checklist to plug into your own studio right away. Grab your free copy at dsoa.com/checklist-2020. That's dsoa.com/checklist-2020. Now, on to today's special episode.
I promised you before that we are going to talk about money. Anyone want to talk about money? Yes. Really? Do you really want to talk about money? Yes. Okay, finance and profitability. Because here's my absolute belief. If you're changing lives, you should be paid for it. Yes, Angela. Still excited. Been in the inner circle 4 years and still screams about money. I love it. You are. You are changing lives. And this is so important. And you will hear me talk a lot about this over our next 3 days. Because if there's one thing I want you to take home with you, is that you should be paid very well for changing people's lives, right? If I look at all of the big companies, the alcohol, the cigarette, the pharmaceutical companies that are making billions, quadrillions of dollars, and then I look at you guys who are really helping people live phenomenal lives, like that's the money you guys should be making because you're really increasing someone's quality of life, right? But for us to be able to do that at a big level, we need to have a handle on our finances, our revenue, and our profitability. So is it okay if we spend a little bit of time talking about finance and profitability? Great. Who's ever gone to their purse and realized, or wallet for those men that don't have purses, and opened it up and nothing's come out? Has anyone had that moment? Yes. Yeah, or there's no cards, or you use the cards and there's like decline, try this one, decline. Never again. I want to transform the revenue piece of your business and the profitability piece. I'm going to ask you to bear with me over these next few minutes as we talk money. I don't want to hear, but Clint, I'm a creative. But Clint, I'm like all in my right brain. I have no left brain. I don't want to hear any of these excuses. When I started my dance studio, all I could do was count $1 and $2 coins out of the envelopes. As you remember from the box that I made in woodwork. One of the highlights of my night after teaching at my studio was going home and throwing all of those envelopes on my bed and counting the money. All $53 of it. Yes, I'm going to talk about the numbers, what the numbers mean, how you interpretate them, and what you can do with them. So listen up. There's a couple of things that we've got to go through here. Sales is a term that we'll use. Sales is all the revenue that comes into your studio. Every single dollar or pound, I know we've got some UK friends here, or Australian dollar, is a sale. Everything that comes into your studio. Now, cost of goods sold. This is the expense that relates directly to the sale. This one's important. I'm going to say it again. The cost of goods sold is the expense that correlates directly to the sale. What does that mean? Okay, you have group classes. Who does group dance classes here? Anyone? Yes, you do. You run, hopefully. You've got group dance classes going on. What do you need to pay for to make that group class happen? Just the class happen. Teachers, yes. So that is your cost of goods sold, is your teacher, right? The teacher makes the class run. You're going to say, but Clint, what about rent and electricity? We're not going to talk about that at the moment. That comes underneath in your operating expenses. The cost of goods sold is the thing that makes that revenue stream happen, right? The expense. We're going to go deeper into this. This is kind of top level. Gross profit, pretty simple. That's what you get when you have your sales minus your cost of goods sold is going to give you your gross profit. That shows you how profitable an income stream is within your studio before all of your other amazing expenses that you've got to pay as a studio owner. Then we get into taxes. We don't have to talk about taxes. Yes, we do, because you need to pay them. You need to pay your taxes. Depending on where you live, in New York at the moment, I feel I pay about 90% in taxes. But depending on where you live, your tax rate is going to be different. So make sure you check with your accountant, your tax attorney, to make sure that you are putting enough money away for tax. I said something very important there. What was the words? Putting away. Because you've got to pay your taxes. And I remember someone saying to me, oh, Clint, I don't want to earn more money because I don't want to pay more taxes. I was like, that is the worst advice you've ever been given. Oh, but Clint, I want to spend all my money so I don't have to pay taxes. That is the worst advice that you've been given. Should be really fun for you to get a big tax bill. Why? Because it means you've made more money. It means you are contributing. It's really directly correlated with the amount of impact that you are making. Isn't that a different way to look at taxes? Rather than, oh, I've got to pay tax. And it's like April and you're like, I have no money in my account to pay for my tax. Because you got to put it away. Who's read Profit First in here? Yes? And some Inner Circle friends. Mike Michalowicz, who wrote Profit First, did a pro class for our Inner Circle members. And he has, if you haven't read Profit First, I'm going to give you that resource. It's an amazing book. And it really simplifies accounting principles. He says, put away money for tax. And I agree with him. So we want to make sure we're doing that. Expenses, that's everything else. It's our rent. It's our insurances. It's the music licensing fees that we pay. Everything else. It's our admin teams. Everything else goes into your expenses. Distributions, what you take out. Then we have this lovely thing called net profit. So exciting. Some of you are like, I'm not excited. Get excited. Net profit is the money that you make. Has anyone been to the accountant and they said, good year, great year. You've made 20 grand in net profit. And you're like, it's not in my bank account. Where is this magic net profit? Where is this magic $20,000 that you say I have that is not in my account? Yeah, we really want to focus on our net profit and we want to focus on keeping it. Because that's the point of net profit, right? We want to keep those dollars. So that's kind of made easy, right? The financial terms made easy. Now let's actually put them into practice. But before we do that, you have multiple revenue streams inside of your studio. I'm going to run a session just on revenue streams later in our programming over our 3 days together. But for now, there's a couple of different ones. So who does birthday parties at their studio? Who does birthday parties? Amazing. Amazing. Great. Love birthday parties. A couple of ways you can do these, and we'll talk about them later in our 3 days. Costumes. Who has costumes? Awesome. Well, sometimes awesome, sometimes not, right? Yes, costumes. Group lessons. Recreational classes. I know, that is a terrible word. I hate the word recreational. But we all understand what it means, so I'm going to use it. Competitive, company, troupe, show group. I'm trying to think of all the words that we use across the world. Group classes. Merchandise, limited edition merchandise. Who does that? Okay, great. Private lessons. Yes. Recital or a concert. Who runs any of those? Yes. Who runs 18 of them? Some of us, right? A shop. Who does snacks or drinks, vending machines? Studio hire. Who hires out your studio in the white space that you might have inside of your business? Uniforms. We should have kind of foundation uniforms. Who has uniforms? Hands up. Okay. Workshops or camps. And a VIP program. Think of it more like Amazon Prime, right? They're paying a membership. Could be called registration. You might have a couple of levels. Right? Cool. We got that? Yeah, we're going to go more into that later. But I just wanted you to understand all the revenue streams. There's a couple more as well, why I go through the example.
We hope you enjoyed this week's enrollment special. Don't forget to download your free 11-step enrollment checklist at dsoa.com/checklist-2020 today.